This is CBB Today, and we're back with another video. Now in this video, we have a lot to unpack. We're going to be talking about Michigan and Arizona. Which team is really the best team in the country, and which of the two teams is best built for a deep run into March. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We have recaps, analysis, reactions, and previews every single week. So press the subscribe button, and without further ado, we'll hop straight into the video. So is it Michigan or Arizona? Let's talk about it. So we have who should be number one in the AP poll, who's really the best team in the country, and who's best built for a deep run into March. Now we'll talk about all three. We'll start with the AP poll. Arizona's currently 1 and Michigan's 2. I think this isn't really a discussion. It should be Arizona. Now, that is because of one thing and one thing only, resume. You have beat UConn, UCLA, Florida, Auburn, Alabama, and San Diego State. You're currently 12-0. Look, you're beating teams by 20 plus. It should be Arizona, right? And that shouldn't take anything away from Michigan or Iowa State, teams like UConn, Duke. It shouldn't. It's just Arizona should be 1 in the AP poll. And I've said it the last 3 weeks, the AP poll does not matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't. For the people that think it does, get it through your head. No one cares about the AP poll. It's just a number next to the team's name. That's all it is, okay? What really matters is the computers, the metrics, the analytics, KenPom, your quad 1, your quad 2 wins, your resume, bracketology, projections, all that. That's what really matters. So, Arizona should be 1 in the AP poll. Now, let's talk about who the best team in the country is. We'll talk about both teams, and then we'll say who I think is the best team in the country. So let's start with Michigan. They're currently 11-0. They are, I'll describe them in 3 words. They're a buzzsaw, they are a well-oiled machine, and they are Goliath. It's the best way to put it. They are so good in so many different ways. They will beat you in so many different ways. They will defend. They will shoot. Even when they haven't shot the 3 well. They did not shoot well against Villanova, and they beat them by 28. And they could have won that game by over 40, if we're being honest. They have looked so good. They've looked good to start Big Ten play. They beat Rutgers by like 40. They beat Maryland by 18. They play USC on January 2nd in Ann Arbor. I think Michigan's going to win that game by 20, 30 points. Like, I'm not high on USC, but I think Michigan's that good. USC's a ranked team. They're ranked 24 right now. And I think that spread's going to be 15 or 16 and a half. So, Michigan, they are very good. You know, they have one of the best front courts in the country, if not the best, with Adai Mara, Merez Johnson, and obviously National Player of the Year candidate, Yaxel Lendeborg. Yaxel Lendeborg, I wish he was 18 or 19, just because he would be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. He will still be probably a first-round pick at 23 years old, which is crazy. That just shows how good he is, right? You saw it last year, and if you didn't, at UAB, he was amazing. There was a reason that he would have went in the first round. So, Michigan, they are kind of a place where some of these guys have found a home. Merez Johnson found a home at Michigan. He was previously at Illinois. Elliot Cadeau, did not work out at UNC. We all saw that, and it looks like he is the floor general that Michigan was missing. He looks like he has found his home. Adai Mara, previously at UCLA, struggled a bit. Mick Cronin was on him a little bit about maybe effort, defense, whatever. Didn't get run out of there, but he left, and he is thriving. He will potentially be a lottery pick at 7'3". I think a lot of NBA teams will love his potential, and they probably love his game already. So, yes, we talked about all their great guys. Let's talk about some of their depth, too. LJ Kaysen, Will Cheddar, Roddy Gale, who is a great scorer. You have McKinney. Like, this team, they have depth. They play defense. They rebound. They shoot the 3. They're athletic. They're scary. Now let's talk about Arizona. Arizona, they are very scary as well. We talked about their resume. Their resume is undeniable. It is insane. I think if you go back to November 2nd, the day before the season starts, they're going to go 13-0 in the non-conference schedule. If you asked me what their record would be in the non-conference, I probably would have said 10-3 or 9-4. I didn't think they were going to beat UConn. I didn't think they were going to beat Florida. I didn't know how they would do basically at UCLA and basically at Alabama. And they handled all those games. They're going to be 13-0. They play South Dakota State on Monday. No one should be worried about that. If they lose that game, I will do whatever the top comment says. So make it as crazy as possible because I'm that confident they will be 13-0. headed to Utah on Saturday, January 3rd. So, Arizona, we have talked about them time and time again. Jaden Bradley, Koa Pete, Mo Krivas, Toby Awaka, Braden Burries, Dwayne Aristode, Anthony, like they have so many dudes, and they don't even shoot the three that well. And I don't want to say they're not a good, like they're bad at it, but they just don't shoot the three that often. Like they have won multiple games this season against very good teams, making 5 threes or less. That is a problem for other teams, right? And could it be an Achilles heel for them in March? Yeah, maybe. If they just go 1 for 11, 1 for 12 from 3, yeah, it could come back to bite them. So if they do have an Achilles heel, I would say that it is their 3-point shooting. But I think this team is so much different than Tommy Lloyd's previous teams in Tucson. A lot of his past teams, West Coast offense, get up as many threes as possible, run and gun, and this team, they're going to play at their own pace. They're going to make other teams play at their pace. They're going to rebound, and they're going to defend the crap out of you. Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries are very, very good perimeter defenders for a backcourt. Obviously, Tobe Awaka, Mo Krivas can block shots. Koa Pete is just he's a bulldog. He is a bulldog. I love watching him. I love watching him because there's so many times you think he's just going to just ram you over and dunk the ball, and then he'll take a little pull-up midi and just drain it. Like, he has good touch. He can obviously just run you over. This Arizona team is scary. They're very scary. And I love watching. I wish Arizona and Michigan were facing off during the season. Hopefully we can see them in March, or should I say early April. But yeah, this team, they're very good, and so is Michigan. So let's talk about who I think is the best team in the country. The best team in the country is the Michigan Wolverines. I think it's pretty simple. Not only are they just scoring, these games aren't competitive that they're playing. And some of them aren't against competitive teams, like LaSalle and Maryland and Rutgers. But Auburn and Gonzaga, like Villanova's going to make the tournament probably. It's like they are just making these teams look silly. They're making them look silly. And I think it's very hard to tell in December which team is really the best team in the country, because there are still a lot of teams that you can argue. Like Iowa State, I'm sure a lot of people would argue they're the best. UConn, Duke, even like Purdue and Houston. I could listen to an argument about that, and I probably wouldn't fight you. But if you just look at the eye test, if you watch this team play, I wasn't even that high on them going into the year, and now it's like it makes me reminisce to Dan Hurley's 2023 UConn team. It really does, with the depth, the shooting, the athleticism. Like, they're so fun to watch, and it's just, I truly think they're just inevitable. I do. I really do. And I don't want that to take anything away from Arizona. I think Arizona's the clear second best team in the country, and I don't think they're that far off from Michigan. But I have to give Michigan their flowers. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they're just so well built. And at the end of the day, Dusty May is one of the best coaches in the country. We saw him take FAU to the Final Four, and he was that close to getting them to the championship game. And look, he knows how to get talent on his team, and he knows how to coach that talent. So, Michigan, I'm sorry to Arizona fans. I'm sorry to Duke, Iowa State fans. Michigan is the best team in the country. I really hope this ages well. So which team is best built for a deep run into March? Now, we've talked about Arizona should be number one in the AP poll, and I think Michigan's the best team in the country. Now, which of these two teams is best built for a deep run into March and to potentially cut down the nets in Indianapolis? I'm going to have to go with the Arizona Wildcats. And I think it's pretty plain and simple. And this is another one I wouldn't argue with you if you had a different opinion, because it is December. That's why I wouldn't argue with you. It's still so early. We're months out from the tournament, the Final Four, all that. We haven't even really gotten into conference play yet with most of these teams. But let me break it down to you why Arizona is best built for a deep run into March. Now, Jaden Bradley, one of the best closers in the country. His third year in Tommy Lloyd's system, he was a former 5-star guard. He has been there. He has shown against Florida. He showed it against UCLA. He is a closer. He is a closer. He showed it against UConn too with what a lot of people thought was a travel. It's not a travel if you know ball. Discussion for another day. Koa Pete will probably be a top 10 pick. He is such an old school player. I love Koa Pete. I love Koa Pete so much. Anytime Arizona plays, I'm tuning in to watch Koa Pete. Okay? Braden Burries. I've said it since the Florida game. He will be their X factor. If he can give you 15 to 20 points a night, Arizona is going to be damn near unbeatable, right? I think if he can be that player and he has started to show it. Against Alabama, he had 28 points. He is now their leading scorer, which is crazy after his start to the year. He is a 20-year-old freshman, so he's not this 18-year-old that needs to settle in, and I think he has finally, found his footing. He's not pressing. He's waiting for his shots, and he looks good, okay? So we talked about Koa Pete, Jaden Bradley, and Braden Burries. Let's talk about Mo Krivas and Toby Awaka. Toby Awaka is the best rebounder in the country, and he's 6'8", okay? If you don't think he's the best rebounder in the country, he is the best offensive rebounder in the country, and that I will not argue with you about because he is objectively the best offensive rebounder in the country. So, Mo Krivas, Toby Awaka in the front court. And then off the bench, you have Anthony Del Orso and you have Dwayne Airstode. Two guys that can shoot from beyond the arc. Anthony Del Orso, we saw it last year. We saw it this year. Dan Hurley raved about Del Orso. Dwayne Airstode had 6 threes in a game this year. He's another freshman. I think he'll start to settle in. They have an 8-man rotation, and all 8 guys can give you 15 or more points on any given night, and that's scary, right? They don't quite have the depth of like a 10 guys like Michigan does or those UConn teams did or UConn this year, but the age-old saying, defense wins championships, and that's why I think Arizona's best built. Do I think they're going to win the championship? Not necessarily. But if we're looking at a team that's best built to make that run, I can't say it's a different team besides Arizona. I just can't because of the defense, the rebounding, and just their size. Tobe Awaka, Mo Krivas, and Koa Pete are beasts. They are beasts, okay? You watch them against a team like Bethune-Cookman or South Dakota State on Monday. Just look at them next to the guys they're matched up against, and they'll look like Andre the Giant. That's what it looks like. So I do think Arizona's best built for a deep run into March. That'll wrap it up for this video. I liked breaking down, Michigan and Arizona because it's been kind of a 3-week-old discussion about which team is the best team in the country. Now, I could see both arguments. I love both these teams. I love watching both these teams. I'm so excited for conference play, and I really hope that they can end up playing in April in Indianapolis. I think that would be amazing. It'd be great for the sport. 2 great coaches looking for their first championships. So let me know what you guys think, right? Let me know who you guys think should be number 1 in the AP poll, which team is the best just the best team in the country, and then which team is best built for a deep run into March. Let me know. I'd love to have discussions with you guys about what you guys think. And yeah, we'll have recaps coming. We'll have reactions, previews every week, 3-4 days a week. And yeah, I'm excited for college basketball to come back. We have games starting up again tomorrow and then ranked teams playing on the 28th. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is CBB Today, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.